Mad Mommy again with another episode, long overdue, of Mad Mommy Creations, Minecraft Craftiness. Today we are going to do something fairly cool, at least I think it is. We're going to be working with something called perler beads, and you can find them at your local craft store. Again, they will come in different kinds of containers. This is one such container. Okay, this one has 8,500 beads. Inside are these little beads here, and these are called perler beads. Okay, and perler beads can be placed on a template like this little turtle. Okay, and you put the beads on the pattern. You put a piece of ironing paper on top of it. You press it down with an iron and it fuses the beads. Okay, well, we're not making a turtle today. You've probably already figured that out. Okay, today we are going to make something that I again found on Instructables.com. Today we are going to be making a creeper. Now on the Instructables.com site, the instructions are to make a full-size body, head, legs, everything, and you put it together and glue it together with hot glue. I've only made the head. It took me a long time. I have not had time to do the rest of the body, but I will show you the basics, okay? Another way you can buy these beads is a big container like this. This is a little bit harder to use. As you can see, it is a whole bunch of different colors. This is good if you want to make different projects. If you have kids, these are really fun, okay? So I've bought several different kinds just to be able to have different options. But what you are going to need is a square perler bead template, okay? This one has all the pins in a row, okay? And you have to have it that way. You can't have them offset or this won't work, okay? The pattern, I will have the link for the instructions on Instructable.com's website that has the pattern that you're going to use to put on here to make it fit the final product. You're probably wondering, what, Mad Mommy, does the final product look like? Ta-da! You get a creeper head. And basically it's just a cube. But on each face of the cube, you make kind of these offset edges, and then each face puts itself together. You see how it fits in the different gaps? It's a little tight fit, but that's good because then you get the creeper head, okay? So what you're going to want is you're going to want perler beads. You're going to need a square template, okay? You're going to need black perler beads and different shades of green. And the one I had actually had two different shades of green plus kind of this yellowish color, which I think worked out pretty well, okay? What I've done, what you can do, but you don't have to, is I've got one of these storage cases. And I have separated out different colors that I have. So I have black over here. I'm planning on making some other things like a pickaxe and things like that. But I've sorted a bunch of different colored green beads, perler beads down here, so that I can just grab them. And when you do that, then you get that random look that you do like in the game. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place these on the square template according to the instructions that were on the website. Okay, off camera, I went ahead and set up two of the different configurations. There are actually 3 different configurations that you're going to need. Here's an example of the instructions. And you can see, oh, sorry about the camera work. You can see that there is one configuration for the face. That's that one. These 2 are for the top and bottom. And then these 3 are the same as the face, but without the black. So these will be the 4 sides of the cube and the top and the bottom. Okay, I did this a little differently. I put an extra black down there because I didn't like on my finished product, even though to interlace it, you want this black one on this bottom side. I didn't like the way it looked when I put it together, this being rounded, not flat. Personal preference, doesn't have to be that way. I also did a little different this time with different colored greens from what I had, and I didn't really have the yellow this time. I think it might look a little better. So, next step is to take the piece of waxy type paper that comes with the beads. Okay. I'll put this one front and center. And there's instructions that come with these beads. I haven't found a container yet that doesn't come with the little waxy paper and the instructions. Some of them don't come with the templates, so you just need to see what you are purchasing. Okay, there are templates that you can buy separate from the beads as well. Okay, so you want to make sure that your iron is not, you want to make sure you have a dry iron, not one that is got the steam turned on. So we are going to cover it with the ironing paper. Okay, and the instructions say to keep the iron level and gently iron the beads in a circular motion for 10 to 20 seconds to fuse the beads evenly. Okay, so this is the trick. You've got your iron, set it down gently and evenly, and you do this for about 20 seconds. Okay, don't do it for too long or they will flatten out too much and it'll be really hard to get the pieces of the cube together. Okay, according to the instructions, once it is cool, you can remove this paper, and actually what happens is when you remove it, it's still slightly adhered to your wax paper, and there you go. They're fused together. Now, you need to fuse the other side now. So very gently set it down. Put your paper back over it. Same thing. Okay, and we'll let that cool for just a minute. If you do it too much, this is pretty good. You can see kind of the individual beads. If you do it too much, you can see how these got really flattened, and it made it really hard on the edges to put the cubes together. And you can see this one I didn't, it must have been one of the first ones I did. I didn't get this end as well as I did this end. That's why I put it on the bottom. Okay, we're going to peel this off. It's going to be a little hot, so be careful. And I did the same thing on this one. Okay, so there's the front side of our creeper. Let's do one of the tops. Same thing. Now, I will give you a word of advice. When you bring your bead tray over to wherever you have your iron, set that bead tray down very carefully, or you will end up tapping it hard enough on the table that your beads come out of their little slots, and you have to start over. Yes, I say this from experience. And sometimes I just kind of take a quick look to see if there's any areas where I'm ironing too much, which it looks like I did on this one. That's all right. Okay, again. Ooh, some of that didn't adhere very well. Let's get that corner a little bit. Get those two sticking together a little better. And I'm being a little impatient. There we go. All right, let's do the opposite side. So you can see how this would get a little complicated if you actually wanted to do the whole creeper. You'd have to be doing the sides and the feet, and the instructions do have the instructions for doing all the other parts as well, and I don't think I have those printed here. I might. Let me see if I've got a copy of that. Ah, yes. So you can see these would be the instructions for, these are the feet. And this would be for the body. And then you can see down in the bottom how they show the head to the body, and then the body to the feet. So in the end, you will come out with an entire creeper. And it does look pretty cool. I'll let you look at that on the website. But, you know, the head is cool in itself. And even if you just wanted to make the face, you could just make this square, and it'd be kind of cool to have hanging up. But I like the look of the cube face. Okay, so here comes a little bit of the difficult part. So now you've got the top, or bottom, and you've got the face, okay? So you can see how these notches line up with these. And you don't want to be too forceful. And actually, I think it helps a little bit if it's still a little hot. You got to kind of work them in there. They shouldn't, the beads should be fused enough that they won't pop off. You just don't want to shove it on there, but you do need to use a little bit of force to get it on there. And this gets a little interesting when you're trying to put the rest of the cube together, because that last side, you're trying to connect it to 3 different sides. So sometimes you might have to work it from a different direction, like I'm doing here. Just depends on how the beads are. Okay, there we go. Let me get that on there tight. About as tight as I can. Once you get the other sides on, it makes a lot more sense. Okay, so see, there you have the head and the front, and then you would make the sides and the bottom. And you would have this. You know, I actually do prefer the extra greens. This one's awfully kind of neon green. I think this one's more true to the actual creeper look. Anyhow, that is how you make a creeper head, and if you want to, the entire creeper body out of what's called perler beads. P-E-R-L-E-R. You can get them in several different kind of containers. Most of the time they come like this. You have to kind of sort it out, but you can use it for a lot of different craft projects. A lot of fun, very easy to use. Make sure you have a square template and your ironing paper. And you can get the instructions from Instructables.com. Again, this is Mad Mommy with Mad Mommy Creations. See you later.